What's up, man? Alright. We're okay. Everybody's got shields now. You have a different... How did you die? You're gonna have to explain that one to me. He's dead too. Cool. Airplane evaluation order. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of blank Cincinnati. It is suspected to be connected to the blank AWE and is being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel, special access blank tunnel, and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and blank. See file. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for blank, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. I remember somebody talking about how they had to take apart an entire plane piece by piece and check them for altered status. Man, there's got to be definitely some assignments that you could get that are just god-awful in this bureau. On the same side, like, a tedium in a job is not a bad thing. At least not for me. I don't get so pissed off when I have to do something tedious because it means I don't really have to think much. I can kind of let my mind wander. What's up? Button has been pressed. Oh, is there a file here? There is a file here. Ordinary, can we finally start explaining what it is? The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. JF. Jesse Faden? Okay. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, likely Tom Barlow, missing, and his gang, Freddy, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo, no one by his name was found in public records. Bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation house. Beep beep.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows.
I appreciate the creepy ambience to go with the radio show.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen. If who found out, brother? The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary. This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, Caller. No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town, and it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said, but that's bullshit. Whoa, please watch the language, Caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still on the show. I'm sorry. It's just, my brother was there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there. So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere? I'm not sure. The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Fort Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Logan. Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying! Now, I warned you about the language, Caller. A
I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
Well, so the town was fine, just the people went missing. Ordinary summary, thank God. Okay, an AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power, the slide projector. Discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. On August 30th, siblings Dylan Faden and Jesse Faden were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. So this was like 5 days later. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews and prime candidate program files. Okay. So one slide survived.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power, with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
I think I had, yeah, okay. Anything else? There we go.
There is a curious correlation with the yet...
Ordinary AWE witness testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knees. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog. Like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. An additional slide, designation hand, is verified and in the Bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Dog Neil. Okay, so the one slide that they have is the one that brought Polaris in. The question is Polaris a good or an evil force? She's been helping us this far, but she comes from an altered item. What can she even be good? That's just trippy. It looks like a little house. Okay. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They had been using the temple slide. We called it that, but it really was a broken down concrete thing like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Not Mother lived there with her babies? Children? I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation temple, unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation not mother. Turn. Wololo. There's a control point there.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do you do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Jeez. Dylan definitely has a temper on him, but they definitely did nothing to help him. You can't blame Dylan much for what happened to him. I just hope that we can start making things right from now on. Alright. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then, when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector, and he and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation meadow. We're starting to get at some pieces of the puzzle here.
Let's see what they have on ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
This one house is the one that's been glowing. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Where's the dump? Because this all happened at the dump, right? This must be it here. Stage 1, yeah. Stage 2. Stage 3, stage 4, okay. Anywhere to go? No. Oh, fuck off. Time to destroy my town again. Did that dude just teleport? There we go.
We found the slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
What, in the dump? Or is that not the dump? Well, I'm gonna head this way because the fight happened when I tried going through here, so.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What?
I don't know matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this. I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse.
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly. They took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Okay, this is weird. That last part seems to indicate that she was being held somewhere. I guess we don't know much about what happened to her before this. But I was under the assumption that Polaris was always there. Like, I didn't think that Polaris had disappeared for a long period of time. I didn't think that Jesse was held anywhere, but they said we can't let you go anywhere until we determine that you're okay. Who's we? Who's keeping Jesse? The psychiatrist is obviously not on her side. She's been picking away at her and refusing to even entertain that was real. But maybe this isn't real. Maybe this is Jesse's imagination. Who knows? Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. For example, Dylan claims there were 8 slides for the projector, Jesse mentioned 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. So they brought every single item that was in the dump. That sucks. Yep, there it is. Everything that was in the dump.